Ever feel like your resume is just kind of shouting into a void? Yeah, you're not alone. Today, we're going to crack the code on a really simple but super powerful formula that's designed to make your accomplishments impossible for anyone to ignore. Let's dive in. So here's the game plan. First, we're going to talk about the resume black hole and why so many good resumes just get completely overlooked. Then, we'll get into a little secret straight from Google's recruiters, and we'll decode the XYZ formula they actually recommend. After that, the fun part. We'll watch it transform some weak bullet points into powerhouse statements. And finally, we'll talk about how this formula is really more than just a trick. It's a whole new way to think about your career.
Okay, so let's get right into it. That void I mentioned, the resume black hole. And yeah, it's a real thing. It's where fantastic, totally qualified candidates just seem to vanish. And honestly, it's often because of one simple but absolutely critical mistake on their resume. I want you to do something for me. Just picture your resume in your head for a second. What does it sound like? Is it basically a list of your duties? Kind of like a catalog of all your daily to-dos? Hey, if it is, you're in good company, but you're also leaving a huge opportunity on the table. Just look at this classic bullet point. Managed a marketing campaign. I mean, it's true, right? You probably did that. But here's the problem. It only tells a hiring manager what you did, not what you actually accomplished. It focuses on the task, not the impact. And that one little distinction, that's often the difference between getting the interview and just getting lost in the pile. So what's the fix? How do we get out of this trap? Well, luckily for us, there's a proven framework for it. And it comes with a pretty serious seal of approval from one of the most selective companies on the entire planet. And you have to understand, this isn't just some clever life hack somebody came up with. This comes straight from the source. Google's own recruiters explicitly recommend this framework. Think about it. When a company that gets millions of applications a year gives you a hint, you probably want to listen. And here it is, the XYZ formula. It's so beautifully simple. Accomplished X as measured by Y by doing Z. This structure instantly flips a switch in your brain. It forces you to stop talking about just tasks and start highlighting your actual results. All right, let's break this down piece by piece. Because once you see how these three little parts work together, you'll be able to apply this formula to literally every single bullet point you write from now on. So here's the breakdown. X is the result. It's what actually happened because of your work. Y is the metric. This is where you bring in the numbers. You quantify your success with percentages, dollar amounts, whatever you've got. And hey, if you don't have a hard number, don't sweat it. Think about this scale. Did you lead a team of 5? Launch a product to thousands of users? That still counts. And finally, Z is the action, the specific thing you did to make that result happen. Okay, now for my favorite part. Let's see this formula work its magic. We're going to watch it turn those kind of weak, task-based bullet points into these powerful statements of achievement. Seriously, this is where it all clicks. Remember our old friend managed a marketing campaign? Now look at the XYZ version. Grew lead generation by 25% in 1 quarter by launching a meta lookalike campaign. I mean, come on. See the difference? It's specific, it's quantified, and it just screams impact. 25%? That number right there is what makes a recruiter stop scrolling. It's not just a claim anymore. It's concrete evidence. It proves you don't just show up and do tasks. You deliver real, measurable results. And that's something no hiring manager can just ignore. Let's do another one. Designed a new onboarding process. Okay, cool, but so what? What happened? Here's the XYZ version. Increased customer satisfaction by 22% in 3 months through designing a new onboarding process. It's the exact same pattern. You lead with the result, then you explain the action that caused it. It's instantly so much more powerful. And here's one last example, just to show you how versatile this is. Created a community that meets weekly. Sounds nice, but it's kind of fluffy, right? The XYZ version increased internal tools adoption by 13% in 4 weeks by leading weekly lunch and learns for sales and marketing teams. All of a sudden, you've turned a nice little activity into a measurable win for the business. Okay, so you get the formula. You see how it works, but this is where we need to take it a step further. Because this isn't really just about editing your resume. It's about fundamentally changing how you think about your own work. And this gets to the biggest takeaway of all. The XYZ formula isn't just a writing tool, it's a mindset. You know, top performers, they are obsessed with impact. They're constantly asking themselves, what was the result of what I just did? How can I measure it? They don't just check off tasks on a list, they drive real outcomes. And when you start thinking this way,
everything changes. It forces you to focus on the results that actually move the needle. You start to automatically identify the key metrics for success in your role, which makes it second nature to talk about your value. And over time, you're not just writing a better resume. You're building a reputation as someone who delivers a real, measurable impact. So, as you go from here and you start looking at your own work, I want you to ask yourself this one question. What impact will you showcase next? Because at the end of the day, it's not about the tasks you complete, but the difference you make.